So I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Don't worry, I'm not gonna drive myself through a wall or something. But yeah, today is one of those days which is really testing my will to do anything. Like, what's the point of anything and everything? And there is a crazy existential crisis going on, but this is not about that. This video is about how I spoke in a listener circles event like a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, in 10 seconds you're gonna see what I spoke. But yeah, just let's just say it was a great experience. It was fun, and check it out while I try to harm myself. That's a joke, or is it?
Yeah, hi everyone. First of all, I would like to say this is a great initiative because I am a big believer of the fact that people need to start talking more. Like a lot of people have just thoughts in their head and they just do not let it out, and it boils and boils and boils and boils, and it like erupts at after one point. So like I heard two stories and it was like very beautiful to hear these two stories, and I was like logged in and listening to it properly, and I was like, yeah, people just need to talk more. So that's why I wanted to say it's a great initiative, and I will try to be as regular as possible from now on for this. This is my first one, so yeah, I always wanted, because I had phases of my life where I wanted to talk to people there, but there was no one, and I had to talk to myself, and it was very hard, honestly. So having something like this is very nice and actually a very good thing. Now coming back to my story, I guess my life sort of fell apart in the last 1.5 years. This might be slightly heavy, so sorry for that. So yeah, it all started the chain of events started in like 2024 end, like when my grandmother passed away, and I was very close to her. Like I was very close to her. Like all my childhood, I was very close to my grandmother, and her passing away was the trigger for me to understand that life is not permanent. Like death is, like you hear about it in movies, you think about it, but when it actually happens, you realize what death is. Like I wanted to talk to her so much, and I couldn't. There was no chance I could talk to her ever again. And it was so bad because like for 5 days ago I was supposed to talk on video call. So she lives somewhere. She used to live somewhere else. So and I couldn't because I was very busy with work or whatever. So that like threw me into a very depressive episode for the end of November of 2024. And then there was some issues with my company. Like I got my offer like delayed or whatever, so I had to be unemployed as well for a while, and it was also very hard because again Bangalore not a cheap place. So yeah, that so all these two things came at once, but it was fine because I was in a long-term relationship with a partner of like 4.5 years, 5 years. And the reason why it was fine because like I found my comfort in her. Like it was because all my life like I haven't really found a person to talk to, like it's like finally you get that person. So it was great to have that person around me, and like she used to make it a lot better for me, honestly. And yeah, because I had her, it was great. But what happened, like she had a different company, so she joined that company, and I was like sort of unemployed for a while. So yeah, it was like we started talking lesser and lesser and lesser and lesser, and it was like the bond was like getting like less, every passing week, every passing day. And it was like horrible because in my bank, like I've lived in Bangalore for like 5-6 years now, and she was a constant. Like she was there forever, and we started dating very early. And because of COVID, like we couldn't make much friends outside in the city, so we had was each other. And it was like I used to take care of her, she used to take care of me. It was really good. It was like actually a I wouldn't say a healthy system, but it was something which was working for me well, and I was happy in life. Then fast forward a little bit, months later to April, and like she's having doubts about breaking up and whatever. So as always, like I'm trying to do my best, and I try to do my best to save the relationship because it was like a very special thing to do. And I went into talking to people, and I just I try to receive as much help as possible. Like I try to receive counseling, therapy, couples therapy, all that stuff I tried. But the thing is, like when somebody doesn't want to be in that situation, you just know that you just read the energy, and her energy had totally changed, and she did not want to like be in that situation. and she would just say yes, like we'll try or whatever. But it never really worked out that way. Like she was just, I could just feel something was off. And then so I was just playing games one day, like on video games on TV, and she comes to my home like straight from the airport, and she breaks up with me, and like it's like I haven't slept for like 48 hours before that, and it was all coming as a shock to me. And she was like, and before that we had like 2 good months where we were talking about like making it work, or it's actually getting better, and all of a sudden she comes from straight from the airport and breaks up with me. It was it was something to process. It was a lot. That night was a lot. But yeah, I went back home. I went to my family just to, because I did not want to handle it myself. But I came back because I had a company thing again. I joined the new company in 2025, and like I had to be there, and it was my birthday, and I remember like feeling in the morning of my birthday when people are messaging me happy birthday and all. I just remember waking up and thinking, this is not the life I want to live, and not just because of the breakup. It was because I had become a shell of myself. Like I did not identify with what the person I was, like, and everything. Physically, I gained like so much weight. Like I ballooned up to like around 125 kilos. Mentally I was all over the place. Like mentally I was not doing good at all. Like I used to have panic attacks and anxiety attacks. I lost my connection to my friends. I lost connection to my family. So it was very rough. And then on my birthday, everybody is messaging me happy birthday and all. And I just have that feeling on the morning of that I don't want to celebrate my birthday because I don't enjoy being who I am right now. And then on that day she calls me like after the breakup has happened like a week ago, and she is like happy birthday and all, and why don't we meet once, it's your birthday also, and why can't like let's just say goodbye to each other in like some sort of, I like okay fine, why not. So I met her that day, and like we were like having this saying thank you to each other for like a lot of stuff, for this, for that, for whatever. And then over the end of that conversation she reveals that the reason, not the true reason, but there was a big factor behind all this fiction in the last couple of months was she was having an emotional affair somewhere else, and then it crossed a line, like a physical line. I wouldn't get into details, but yeah, it crossed a physical line very recently, and that's why she had to pull the plug. And all the work we had been trying to do in the like 3-4 months leading up to that moment, it was all gone to waste because of that physical boundary she crossed in that one particular moment. And when I was hearing this, by the way, on my birthday, I was just, first of all, I wasn't surprised because you can feel it because you have this sense. But I have never been more unhappy to be right, I would say, because I knew this was going to happen. Like I had a feeling, but it was just once you hear it, and I still remember the moment, and I remember my chest like having a difficulty to breathe and stuff, because yeah, it was like every single issue I had as a kid, like abandonment issues, betrayal problems, everything like all came together, and I pretty much collapsed in that moment. Like I do not know what like I can't even describe what I was feeling then. Then as the ex-boyfriend, I had to still drop her home, so I went to her place. I dropped her home, and then I remember like having this collapse on the middle of the road. That was, I think, me at my lowest. And then 2-3 months followed after that, and like we did not speak to each other after that, and I got into this most depressive episode ever, where every day I was consuming alcohol, junk food, whatever, like all the wrong things which we talk about. And I was in therapy as well, and all my money was going all my job was bad, and I got really sick after this. And I took my blood work done, and the doctor said like, yeah, this is really bad because if you don't do something about it, you won't have any problem, because you will be dead in like 3-4 years. So yeah, you have to change your life. And then I did not listen to him, honestly. I kept on going on, and I reached a point where I felt hopeless in life. Like I was like feeling like nothing is going to change, or I did not want to get up off the bed or do anything, honestly. And it was very bad. But then and then there was a moment again. This was the final straw where I was very, just to keep it light, I was a threat to myself, and I was taking actions which could have ended my life. So I was, and by the way, I was living alone all this while. So I did not have a support system. I did not have a family. I did not have friends. And they were thinking, my friends and family were far away. They were thinking I'm recovering from this because it has been like 2-3 months, but I was getting further and further and further and dipping the hole. So there was something of an episode which happened, and then because of fate or universe, what you would say, I survived that incident. And I don't know if this sounds like cliche or movie, but I really restored my faith that day because I told myself I'm not supposed to be here in this moment right now, but I got a chance, a second chance. So why don't we make most of it? So since that day, there was this fire lit inside me where I just wanted to fix the situation. I wanted to say, okay, whatever happened, happened, but life is not over. You have another chance, and you can fix anything and everything is possible in life. And yeah, like it's like why can't you come back from this situation? So I started doing small changes, like these two people mentioned, like you have to make small changes, and I agree so much. I started meditation, like he said, and you have to make very small changes, and I did. Like I maintained a habit tracker app, and I did like 2 small changes in that app. Like I'll do this good activity and I will do this activity, and fortunately, like that kind of saved my life because slowly over like couple of weeks, it started giving me results. Like I started looking better in terms of more healthy. I started feeling better from the inside. Like there was a point in time like I couldn't really go 1 minute without being cribbing about my life. But I started feeling better and better. Small changes. I started losing weight. As of right now, I lost like 27 kilos in like last 4.5 months. So there's still a long way to go, but I did lose a lot of weight. I started losing weight. I started talking to people around me more. I started making friends more. I started going on trips. I made a YouTube channel which like doesn't have a lot of subscribers right now, but I just post content for me to watch 10 years later down the line. Who cares? Who cares, right? So I posted there. I started going on solo trips. I started trying to just find myself again, and like what happened, what went wrong this bad, like how can you end up in that situation? So I did a lot of like streaks. So I did a skincare streak, something I'd never done before. Supplement streak I'd never done before. So many streaks. I maintained like 24-25 streaks still I'm maintaining right now, and like all of them are like around above 200 days now. So yeah, like I gained a lot. I progressed a lot in my work, in my career. I stabilized that situation as well because I was not able to work very well in those months. So I stabilized that situation, and I developed a lot of skills. I got a lot of praise at work, and yeah, like my family were like kind of proud of me, and it was actually like a life-changing experience because every small step I took, and and I like to say it took me away from that version of myself which I did not identify on my birthday. And yeah, like today I ran my first 5 kilometer in 6 years. I couldn't even believe like for 6 years every morning I used to wake up, I used to see people on the road running, jogging, whatever. I used to think, yeah, that's never gonna happen again because I loved running before when I was skinny. And small things, like I found joy in small things in life, like tasting new food and wearing new clothes and talking to new people. And I stopped scrolling Instagram, which I deleted all those apps like Instagram, because like they were just messing with my like dopamine brain system. So I removed everything, started taking morning light, started taking vitamins, and I just want to, the reason I'm saying all this in such a detailed way is I want to say, like, I felt my situation was gone, it was done, like I wasn't supposed to be there. But every consistent action you take towards the positive can change your life in crazy ways. Like right now, as I'm speaking right now, I don't identify myself with the version I was like just 5 months ago. And 5 months is not a long time. Like people take like 2 years, 3 years to change themselves. But in just such a small amount of time, you can be a totally different person if you consistently make the right choices. And I have this trauma, you could say, of because of the betrayal and of the cheating. I always am trying to outdo myself. I'm trying to say that I'm not enough. If I was enough, this wouldn't have happened. But and yeah, that is very toxic. Like you shouldn't think like that. And a lot of therapists told me like it's not your fault or something. But just by doing these actions and in a way, like I have started to find respect for myself again, and started to find love for myself again, and started to find myself again, who I'm actually am as a person, and who I want to be, and what sort of values I want to represent, and what sort of a son I want to be, what sort of a friend I want to be. And this is honestly, again, it might be overwhelming for all of you, but this there were days I had nobody to talk to. Like I had literally nobody, and I had to keep it inside. And alcohol was my escape, or food was my escape, or whatever was my escape. But the results did not show immediately, but it slowly, 1% every day, it does get better. And I am nowhere near the finished product yet. I have a long way to go, and I don't know what happens in the future. But I just know that anything is possible if you keep trying and keep applying efforts and keep taking yourself away from all the negative things. And I have pulled off so many things in the 5 months I never thought is possible, and just by 1% more. So that's it. Thank you for this.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Firstly, I think it takes incredible amount of courage to share what you did. I know deeply personal. Personal level, I'm really sorry for your loss and for you. So for it. I know how it is, the bond that you share with them. Subsequently, but I'm really happy that you're on the path, on the right path right now, and the second chance that you spoke about, you were at that path, and when you were talking about that weight gain, and then obviously I was seeing you, so I know that you're in the right path. You're using the weight, all devices, you're slowly getting off that. I'm incredibly happy that you're on this path, and I feel that coming here and sharing is something that is also so so yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because I guess this, I can relate with him that it requires a lot of patience, and he has a path, but still we are not sure about what all positive things will come. But so many times sometimes I lose patience because there are a lot of stuff to do, but we don't know at the end of the tunnel where is it. But what he is telling is that he gives hope actually. We should keep on pursuing it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Where there were so many days where I was just doing work without any results or without anything, and the hammering point was it's not going to change. Nothing is going to change. All of this is pointless. All of this doesn't matter. Like your life is already ruined. It's all noise. But over time it does compound, and it does like give you proof of how life can change if you do the right things.
Sure, many of us have seen Om Shanti, right? Picture of